Has this ever happened to you before? You were out with your friends and then you finally opened your mouth to say something you've been wanting to say for a while. But then that one friend jumps in and they have a lot to say. So now you're just standing there holding your words. The problem isn't that you are boring. The problem is that you feel like you're playing a game where everybody else has been given the rulebook except you. That same feeling of not having the rulebook is the feeling that haunted this young farm boy named Carnegie 100 years ago. So he decided to look for the rulebook he felt like he didn't have. He went to schools, even listened to speeches, he went to the libraries. That rulebook did not exist. So he decided he would write the book himself. So Carnegie, he didn't just start writing the book, obviously. He spent the next 20 years doing research. He interviewed the most influential and successful people of his time, from Thomas Edison, yes, the guy who invented alternating current, to Franklin D. Roosevelt, yes, the ex-president, to reverse engineer what they did differently. And what Dale Carnegie found was it had nothing to do with being better looking or being more confident or being funny. It had nothing to do with those. And I read his book. So in this video, I want to share 3 simple habits you can apply that won't make you feel like you are doing too much, but will allow you to show up differently. Okay, let's try something interesting. I'm going to ask a question. I want you to pause and think about what the answer could be. Why do people go insane? Pause the video and think, well, what could possibly cause people to go insane? Psychologists have found that some people get so deep in delusion because in their fantasy world, they are finally being cheered on. They finally feel important and they finally feel like they are someone. Isn't it fascinating? The desire to be important is so powerful that a lot of people lose their grip on reality to feel important. Sigmund Freud called it the desire to be great, and philosopher John Dewey called it the greatest urge in human nature. People are starving for appreciation, and the few people who give it become magnetic. This obviously isn't about going out and, hey, you have a nice shirt, you're looking good today, nice idea. When you don't mean the compliments you give, people can tell. Dale Carnegie called this flattery, and he even went to the extent of calling it counterfeit money. The difference between flattery and real appreciation is that flattery, obviously, you don't mean what you are saying, you are just saying it for whatever reason. But with genuine appreciation, you were watching the person, you were listening to the person, and then you saw something specific that you admire, and then you made the person know that you felt that way. So really, real appreciation is about paying attention. So how do you do it? By looking for specific things. Instead of saying you are smart, you can say the way you explained that made it click for me. Instead of saying good work, you can say I noticed the effort you showed here. Being truly seen in this world is rare, but when people are truly seen by you, they will remember. Dale Carnegie wrote in his book that you have an unlimited supply of making people feel seen, and most people are broke in giving that out, in making others feel seen. So be the exception. Think about the last time someone rudely pointed out a mistake of yours. Did you go, hey, thank you, my friend, thank you for correcting my mistake? No, you probably got defensive, even if in your head. Human beings are emotional creatures, and we are driven by our pride and ego. Criticism doesn't change behavior, it creates resentment. Dale Carnegie wrote, any fool can criticize, and in fact, most fools do. But it takes character to be understanding and forgiving. The 3rd habit is the next time you want someone to do something for you, how about you think in terms of what they want? One thing about our nature that is hard to admit is that we are all mostly interested in ourselves. Imagine you want something from someone and you're always talking about what you want, please help me with this, it will mean a lot to me. What you're doing is mostly pointless. Instead of saying, can you help me with this? or I really need it. How about you think about the reason you are going to this specific person for this thing? Maybe you've noticed they are good at that thing. So you could say, please help me with it today so that I'll be able to learn from how you do it, and then in the future I'll be able to do it better. It's the same request, but you're probably going to get a more enthusiastic response where the person feels happier helping you. Dale Carnegie wrote, actions come from what people fundamentally desire. Now, most of the time, there's nothing wrong with just stating what you want. Sometimes your time and all of those things, but every once in a while, find where what you want and what they want overlap and lead with their side. Dale Carnegie even wrote that the most important lesson to take from his book is to think in terms of the other person's point of view, always. These 3 habits aren't tricks, and they are definitely not manipulation tactics. They are things you do for people. You stop criticizing people because you want people to feel safe. You give people appreciation because you want to actually see them. You talk in terms of other people's wants because you want to be less selfish when you ask for a favor. Dale Carnegie's conclusion was that the secret to be charismatic or magnetic was not about being the most impressive person in the room. It was about making people like they are the impressive people in the room. These habits have existed your whole life. You just didn't know how to call them. And then the secret rule book you feel like you don't have. Well, now you have a good summary of it. At the filming of this video, I have 6 subscribers, so if you don't mind, consider being my 7th subscriber. And if this video helped you in any way, I would really appreciate it if you liked my video. Bye.